Oh, you got there? Oh, that's a lovely story. And just like that, you thought of something, and we're on the air. Yay, it's Tabletop Hustle. All right. You might remember us from such shows as Tabletop Hustle or the Bread Circus podcast, Maple Syrup, you designers of some of your favorite things. I don't know. Anyway, you're out there. We're out here. Welcome to another episode of Tabletop Hustle. Nate Murray, with me as always. There you go. And we're talking about how to better sell yourself and market in the gaming space, mostly, and then some meanderings. Okay, that's us getting better at this. And that's like anything, just like a pitch. Practice it enough, right? And you'll get there. Yeah, you put those hours in, man. That's all it is. I think the downtime on me starting this stream and recording was an eighth of what it was last time, which was a tenth of what it was before. So there you go. The dead fill stories. Yeah, the amount of episodes we could record with me trying to figure out the button is certainly a thing. But that's okay. We're up. We're going. It's all happening. So today we've got one of my favorite designers and excellent drinking buddies, Isaac Shalev. And I hope I said his name right. He and Matt Loomis designed a pair of games I signed while at IDW, and we'll be bringing him on shortly. And then generally, it's been a good week. I have been thinking a lot about some interesting projects. Got some doors closed in my face, and was kind of thinking about, that hasn't happened in a while. And so I was thinking of the old days when I was on the streets hustling mortgage or advertising or stocks. And I was thinking about how, the old rule was don't let them say no once. And so I thought we'd talk about that a little bit. What's your stance on kind of, you pitch yourself, you pitch this game, and they just say, like, do you let it go or do you keep going? What's the etiquette? Yeah, absolutely. I think that's really important. Like, I think the careers with more failure pay better, right? And people aren't willing to accept that oftentimes. But yeah, I mean, in sales, if my goal was to make, so when I was in mortgage, I thought of a funny little anecdote of when I was in mortgage during the mortgage boom. I used to make 500 calls a day to set 4 appointments a day. And of those 4 appointments, I wanted to close one. And that's always my goal is of 4 qualified leads, close one. 25%, a 250 hitter. I played second base, a hell of a defensive guy, but 250 for a second baseman, that's where I was at. So I had put a lot of work into one particular pitch. And I had actually, the guy was in town. I'd taken him out to breakfast. I'd talked to the wife. I'd locked down every little ounce of this detail. It was a big deal for me. Would have made or broke my month. And we got through about the fourth or fifth call, and I just been wearing these guys down. And I knew they were tired of talking to me. People do; they get tired of, now they just want to say no because they're tired of you, and it's nothing to do with the fact that I'd done everything for them. And so finally, they give me no for the 10th or 20th time, and instead of bullying through it, I took a different tactic. I said, okay, Jim, we've talked. You've got my name. You've got my number. Do me a favor, write it down so I know you have it. He said, okay. And in that moment, he breathed because I'd let him off the hook. And I go, okay. And he goes, oh, I'm going to talk to my wife. I go, okay, no problem. You call me back when you can. Okay, all right, here's my extension. You got all that? Okay, good. And then in that space before goodbye, I go, hey, Jim, what are you going to talk to your wife about? Just so I know when we're ready for when we talk again. And it was this new angle. And finally, he revealed all the honest reasons he'd said no. And it wasn't just this BS anymore. I'd gotten past it. I'd let him breathe. I'd gotten the wall down. And he finally was just like, well, I'm scared about this. And then I was able to, on that call, address his problems, get a notary out to his house in 30 minutes, get that loan signed, and be done. And I was able to close it by at first walking away for a second. And that was there's a name for it in sales books. It's called the business card close. Car guys do it a lot. They give you the card, and then you just ask, you let them almost, and then you just say, okay, really, let's talk. And just breaking through that wall, it's something that's important. Sometimes you don't know what you're arguing about, even within a relationship, in a sales meeting, in anything. You run anything like that in the board game world, or any no's that become yeses? It's a killer. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, good to see you. Oh, cool. Well, I think, and that is a good story, and I'll drink to that. Uh, but I think we have a story in common as well, in the fact that I am the one that initially landed Saikatsu at IDW, and that came from sitting with you and Matt and playing a really pleasing game, and I think I got destroyed. I'm still I've won like 3 out of 100 at this point. I'm the worst person in the world at the game, but it's still that says something because it's stuck in my head. But at the time, 2 to 3 player felt really inflexible, and so I think I was really gracious with you guys and really wanted to play it and was the kind of the brush off of like I will buy this game, but it's a narrow thing if it's not 2 to 4. And how fast did you come back with that option on 4? Right. Yeah, that's fair. Yep. Sure. Right. Yeah, that's a great point. Is that exactly what you talked about? You got to sell yourself, but don't sell yourself so hard that you're trying to take three at bats when you're only going to get that one and a half, right? The guys that come back to the show and show me the same game they've had for three Gen Cons in a row, and oh, let me show you the adjustments again. Like I looked at the adjustments a little bit the first time adjustment set, but after that, no mas. Like that you're not biting me anymore, and you're showing me that you're not someone that I can work with every year. You're showing me that I can work with you every decade, and that's tough unless you not in this market. I don't want to work with someone once. That's for sure. It's not worth it. No game's breaking out like it would. So that's funny. In my career in sales, I always knew it was easiest to sell a salesman because they could dream so big, where other people would have tighter reins on things. A salesman can be sold just way easier. And probably why I'm a sucker on a good pitch. So there you go. Well, perfect. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Well, cool. Well, thanks so much for joining us and jumping on here on the early manifestation of what is tabletop hustle. Any last words you would give to people with your wisdom of all this? It's definitely the best three-player game out there. That's for sure. Yeah. Spencer, Jerry, and Kyle did all the work there to make it beautiful. I will say I endorse the old four-player rules. They were mean. Absolutely. Yes, and a couple of solo variants, I believe, along the way. So anyway, well, Isaac, I'm sure we'll talk to you again. It from just a friend to a friend. Nice to see you. Nice to talk to you. Cheers to you. Have a good night. And if people want to reach you, do you have social media that they should follow you up on? Cool. Cheers. All right, and then you can find us if you want to be on the show. If you're an amateur designer, we're looking for talent. Tabletop Hustle. I'm Nate C. Murray. Daryl Mandrews. Uh, all right, very good. Okay, thanks, guys. That's it.